What is going on, ladies and gentlemen? I am BDLM, bringing you game number 1 in a Reddit Dota Team League series between Port and Aldentia. What is going on? If you guys checked out any of my VODs from earlier today, you might note that I didn't even use this screen setup. But I tried to point out that I'm like all snazzy, all dressed up for this fantastic series that we're about to have, rocking the button down and the tie. But these guys are ready to go. They are already banning. So let's get this screen a little bit bigger for you guys there. Here we go. Have the Chaos Knight and the Chen already banned out by Aldentia. Also have the Darkseer and the Lycanthrope banned out. Not really surprised by much of this. Got to see some games earlier today where Chen was especially brutal. And Chaos Knight. He's just a really typical ban in this league, really. A powerful hero, but especially, I guess, at this level of play, people are just like, yep, don't feel like dealing with it. There are a lot of big heroes left in the pool. And Naga Siren gets banned out. That was the one I was about to mention. Huge team fight advantage, picking up that Naga Siren. And Nature's Prophet, Old Faithful of the banning pool. Not surprised at all that Thunderdyne picks up the Invoker for himself. Very first pick. Imagine he'll be playing him mid. So there you go, either huge team fight or global damage. Fast picks, Leshrac and Rubik come out from Danny D. The Port Drafter. Tidehunter being picked up. A great way to get a team fight hero without having to be too worried about the Rubik. Ravage, then immediately Anchor Smash, and you don't have to be worried about the Rubik stealing it as long as he's in the area. And Windrunner is actually going to round out the first stage of picking for Aldentia. Sand King gets picked for the third hero. Picking up some team fight of their own, and Port seem pretty dedicated to just wanting to win as a team of 5 here. Decent push, decent counter push. But all three of these heroes, they have in common is the ability to fight in a group. And of course with Rubik, they're going to be able to steal some of the other team's abilities to do that. And that's always fantastic when you consider you're going up against an Invoker, a hero with far more spells than any other hero in the game. So plenty for Rubik to steal.
10 seconds remaining.
Broodmother actually gets banned out. Yet another hero that people just don't like having to go up against. Have to play too specialized in order to fight her properly. So she gets banned out as well. And Enigma gets banned out by Port. So we can see we have like the side lane solo. We have the solo mid for IA. Not quite sure where they want to put this Tidehunter. Could go in a tri-lane, could go in a dual lane. Could look to roam. And something I'm actually really interested about in the Port lineup too is we don't know how they really like to run their Rubik. Do they like him the solo mid, or do they like playing him the support? He's a hero that's versatile, can do both. Depending on what area of the world you're in, you might see something different. And Templar Assassin, as well as the Venomancer, are going to be the next bands out, which I think is kind of interesting, because you would think that with the Rubik, Port might be like, you know what, if they get the Black Hole, if they get the Venomancer ulti especially, we just steal it, we throw it right back at them. Like I said, they already have a ton to be able to take. I mean, Shackle Shot, a fantastic spell to be able to steal off the Windrunner, plenty out of Invoker.
10 seconds remaining.
Gush is just a fantastic spell to be able to grab anyway.
5 seconds remaining.
If you're just going to assume that you can't grab the Ravage. So I'm kind of curious to see how I look to round this out. They could go for a pretty decent push lineup at this point. I mean, Tidehunter doesn't really fit into that, but Power Shot, if Invoker goes Exort, they have the ability to get those Forge Spirits up, as well as run that Alacrity. Or they could sort of look to meet team fight with team fight here. They already have the Tidehunter. They could go Quas Wex, Invoker. Neither team picking up any kind of jungle hero though, which is kind of interesting. So I don't know if maybe they're both thinking about maybe running a tri-lane They do have Enchantress still available. One of the big jungle heroes to mention. Eating up a lot of the reserve time to try and figure this out. And Crystal Maiden will actually be the selection. So I do think we are going to see that Tri-Lane bottom, but the question is going to be, who is it around? Nyx Assassin is actually going to get picked up by Danny D. Not the first time I've seen Nyx Assassin played in a competitive game. Got to see it in Complexity versus VTI, which J4Y actually got to cast with Mott, another of the Reddit casters. There's a link to Jay's casting site, which is where those VODs are. If you guys want to check it out, I believe they're at the bottom of our YouTube page, if that's where you're watching this. To J4Y Gaming. Twitch. But so that's interesting. So I wonder what Audencia is thinking now that they kind of have Nyx thrown at them. It's kind of really strange. It doesn't even really fit in, I think, with the port lineup. I can understand why they're picking it. They see 3 very squishy ant heroes, but they're not going to have another squishy hero, Dragonite, the very last pickup. That's going to round out the Audencia squad. I'm still trying to figure out how devastating Nyx is going to be. A decent amount of team fight when you consider it. I mean, Mana Burn is on a 4-second cooldown. Can destroy someone's mana pool in a long, drawn-out fight. Also has that quick burst, obviously. He's going to be able to just level Crystal Maiden, and it's not going to be that big of a deal. But Invoker, Windrunner are going to be the only heroes that are going to be looking to build their int pool. And Invoker, I think, is the only one who's really going to be able to get enough farm to get his int high enough that he might curse the Nyx Assassin. And this last pick is going to be interesting, because they have some options with Nyx Assassin. Nyx Assassin mid isn't too bad. Run Nyx Assassin with Sand King or Leshrac or both, and they have the ability to help set up that Impale to make the stun a little bit easier to hit. Really doing a good job, I think, just in this draft of really sort of keeping exactly how they're trying to lane a little bit under wraps. I think it's a little bit more obvious for IA. Although they could look to run a tri-lane around the Dragon Knight, or they could just look to run dual lanes. Put Crystal Maiden and Dragon Knight together, put Windrunner and Crystal Maiden together. See what they can do with it. 22 seconds left now. Not much time for Danny D to make up his mind. He's going to go Morphling, so he wants some more agility. As I have issues trying... There we go. Getting caught back up. Everybody gets to move super fast for a second as all of these players look to pick their heroes. I might as well go over the Audencia lineup while I'm staring at it. We're going to have Thunderdyne playing that Invoker, Chuzzle on the Tidehunter, Chilcroat playing that Windrunner, Crystal Maiden being played by Mad, and Battletorn is going to take that Dragonite. So far for Portal, we have selected up, at least that I can see, our Danny D playing that Morphling, and Zekool on the Nyx Assassin. I'm just going to bring up chat, make sure nobody else disconnected or anything.
10 seconds remaining.
They're just randoming the last 3. They're like, you know what, whatever. We'll make do with whatever we get. They finally do pick their heroes. So we're going to have Judge on the Sand King, Whelp. I'm not sure if he's on their team or not, or if he's just a stand-in. He will be playing a Leshrac. And Ripik's going to be playing that support. Looks like we might have a really early team fight here. All of the Radiant looking to actually go up into the Dire jungle. And actually, arrows coming out from the Dire, they want their Sand King to be up in this level 1 engagement if there is one. Calling him over. Nyx Assassin looking to back off, though. So if Audencia is able to catch this group of 3 out, they should easily be able to get some kills while pausing the game. Because this is an Audencia game. I tried casting them once before, Unfortunately, my audio was terrible, but fixed the problem. So now we actually have some audio behind these guys. But yeah, the last time I casted Aldencia, it was 5 hours to cast 3 games because of pauses and such. So, already pretty funny. And as you can see in the chat, mentioning that's not their fault because I got to suffer with them through the last epics of pauses. But it looks like we have everybody back in. And that actually is going to remind me to bring up my kills, deaths, and assists. Fantastic. I don't know, maybe I want to keep this small. Let's keep all the, oh, no. Morph going for drink. Alright, we're getting there. Don't worry, guys. We're going to have this little clash up here. The funny thing is both these teams are going to see the other's heroes and they're just going to turn away, like just because I've had all this time to build it up. The fact that IA have the potential to really be able to pick up some easy kills here. Rubik telekinesis. Morphling can get out. Leshrac hasn't skilled yet, so... Could pick up some pretty easy kills there on the Rubik and the Leshrac. It looks like that was only a minute-long pause. That's kind of blowing my mind. I was kind of like, I was entrenched here. I kind of just sat back in my seat. It was like, whatever. But you know what? Let's go up here and look at this top. Is Chuzzy going to be able to get a good gush up here? He gets stuck there with the telekinesis, but they do get the gush on Ripix. Are they going to be able to follow that up? That's the question. Great stun from Leshrac is going to slow down that Tidehunter, but he's already used his crowd control. A great shackle shot! That's going to mean, will Rubik go down? Gets the freeze, and yes, Crystal Maiden earned it. Got a great freeze off there to continue to hold him in place. Gets that early gold. That's fantastic. As a lover of the Crystal Maiden, I know how hard it can be. A hero that's just so darn good without items. The people expect you to play without them all the time.
I guess I can get faster.
So Crystal Maiden will hopefully be able to actually buy herself some boots. Let's see what's on this little guy. Oh no, she's going for the quick bracer, so just want some additional stats in the lane. Not a bad idea. And yeah, they are going to run this tri-lane around the Dragon Knight. Now the Dire Squad, they're not really sure exactly what they want to do. I don't think they want to wait and see what the lanes look like before they make any decisions. Everybody's sticking around. Tidehunter already looking off on the side. Suspicious of there being heroes over there. Leshrac and Sand King waiting in the wings to try and form this tri-lane around the Morphling. And so it's actually going to be Nyx versus Invoker in the middle lane. And in the bottom, we're going to have Windrunner. Currently now Silo, who will be up against that Rubik in a moment. Rubik very sad that he had to walk so far. But Nyx Assassin, first point mana burn, realizes exactly what his job here is in the middle lane, trying to shut down that Invoker. Creeps over here stacked up. So Morphling should be able to do pretty good over here. Have those creeps pressed up against his tower. I'm sure some last hits. So he's doing just slightly better than the Dragon Knight. Actually looks like this IA squad are looking off to the sides, come right back in the middle. And this is a great lane to try and set up some kills. Really both are. A good amount of crowd control on both sides. A lot of AoE crowd control actually coming out from port. Split Earth as well as the Burrow Strike. The potential to hit multiple people. But Chillicot's going to be down here against Ripix. Shackle to a tree actually. Catches a power shot. Taking a little bit extra damage. Windrunner should be fine and dandy down here. And of all the ints to go against, Invoker is probably one of the hardest for Nyx to go up against. Because of this health regeneration. See Invoker going that Quas build. Has 2 points in it already. Trying to reflect some of that damage back with the Spike Carapace. Getting very low. Uses the last of his regeneration. Sitting on 500 gold. Would probably like to wait until he has 600. Can get that bottle. Here again, just a little bit of that damage reflected back. It's going to be interesting to see how these team fights actually look to work out as we actually have some initiation up here in the top lane. Danny D getting taken very low, but Tidehunter has to be careful. Morphling will apparently get out okay. Does have a little bit of health regeneration left. One more tango to munch on. But it actually looks like they want to try and go in on the Dragon Knight. Great chain of stuns. Morphling puts himself in the danger. Will he be able to get out okay? Nobody else really capable of doing any damage up here. Matt tries to step up, put up some additional damage, but forced to retreat. Unfortunate. Dragon Knight would go down here. He's going to be key in this, because I wanted to talk about just the potential team fights we're going to have in this game, and I think the Dyers certainly have an advantage as far as spells are concerned, but this Dragon Knight, when he gets that level 3 dragon form, splash, slow damage. You put that on top of the Ravage, top of the Tornado EMP, they have a decent amount of AoE on as well. Shulkrut playing a little ballsy. Not a single point in the win run. Not afraid. Doesn't really have to be. Nyx held down so far. Level 4. Invoker level 5. Full level ahead of him. See, 3 creep kills here. 2 Invokers, 12. Does have that bottle. It's going to come up here and find a 4-minute invisibility rune. So nice that he has that available to him. If he wants to use that, would you fly in, Mr. Corey? I'm very curious. Ring of Aquila. Finish on that Morphling. Might not realize that he still has it on. Would ideally want to turn that off just to not give the creeps that additional armor. They're actually going to try and go in here on Dragon Knight. Waveform over the top. Are they going to have enough damage? Yes, they will. Leshrac actually gets the last hit there. Will it cost Sand King his life? No. And now Tidehunter has to actually be very careful. Morphling, realizing he's taking a lot of damage from the tower, will actually have to back off. This is not the way IA want to start their game, giving up kills on that Dragon Knight. Still sitting in a good position as far as creep kills are concerned. But not good to be feeding this tri-lane because of all these heroes. Leshrac, some of those good supports where he can actually sort of just go into that carry role if he's able to get enough assists, get enough kills on the side here. Missing this exchange mid. Nyx finally able to do a little bit better here. Maxing that Impale now. Just went to the 1 rank on that Mana Burn, level 1. So he do a little bit better on the farm. Gets the Impale off. Doesn't have any more mana though. But he's actually going to get Cold Snap. The auto attacks to ensue. He might be a little bit too far extended. And yes, he will give Thunderdyne that first kill for him here in this middle lane. Bringing his score 2-2. Utilizing these creeps and pull. Crystal Maiden wants to come over here. See if she can steal any of these creeps. Would be nice. Dragon's Breath going to help pick up a creep kill there. Or Breathe Fire, pardon me. It's top Dire lane, sharing all that golden experience. It's always such a good sign to know that your tri-lane is doing well when at a fairly early mark in the game everybody has boots. It's so fantastic, and as you can see, Tidehunter struggling to get boots. Crystal Maiden, despite her first blood, is actually not going to be able to get a pair of boots just yet. That extra mobility, it's small, but that can mean life and death. And as you can see, Sand King able to get up in here, land the Burrow Strike, a great split earth, and that might cause Tidehunter to go down, but no. Get a Dragon Tail out from the Dragon Knight. He will look to save him for a little while, but Tidehunter runs towards the Dire camp, and he will actually get one more auto attack. Is at least going to waste a lot of this Dire time. Burrow Strike not yet available for the Sand King, so Chuzzy's like, alright, let's see how far I can drag these guys out. Buying a little bit of time, actually, for that Dragon Knight to farm up in his lane. Giving him some extra experience. He knows he's going to die, pretty much, but is he actually going to survive? They give up the chase on Chuzzy. But is he going to be able to get out? Nyx actually finds him. Vendetta kill. Nyx feels a little bit better about himself there. Like I said, wastes a lot of time. And Dragon Knight actually now has more creep kills than the Morphling. And because it's only 2 heroes here splitting the experience, might be able to get a little bit ahead of the other lane. But here Nyx actually taking a lot of damage. We want to see what he can do to this Invoker. Invoker wants to go all the way though. Gets 1 auto attack, 2 auto attack, 3. No cold snap unfortunately. Not enough mana. Invoker sitting very low. Has $1,000 on him. But Morphling actually picks up another kill here in the top lane again on Dragon Knight. 3 kills on this really pretty tanky hero, and he might want to look to put more points in the Dragon Blood just for the regen. I mean, the armor isn't going to particularly help him here in this top lane. A lot of the damage is magical or split. Composite, as it's technically termed in Dota 2. But Invoker does have an invisibility rune. Let's see if he can come up here and help generate some kills for this top tri-lane. They know Invoker's missing, and they had a ward here to see that he got that invisibility rune, so everybody playing defensive. Sand King leaves. Very smart on his part, just realize, okay, I have the space. We're just gonna sit on the tower. Anyway, with Invoker gone, I might as well just walk back to base, buy myself a TP, come right back. Shrek rejoins this fight top. They really want to try and take advantage of this. Are they going to be able to snipe off the courier? Yes, they do. Will Invoker be able to get out now is the question. Yes, just able to walk away. Fantastic there. No big items, obviously, at the 9-minute mark to deny the Dire squad, but just generates gold for his entire team, and they need it. Crystal Maiden now has her boots. Tidehunter now has his boots. And that gives enough money for that Dragon Knight. Has that Belt of Strength. And can start to work towards his next item. Kind of want to see what this bottom lane's looking like, actually. Rubik 16-4 versus a 33-22 Windrunner. Having her way with that lane. And Nyx actually comes down here. Perhaps looking to have a better time in this lane. Might look to switch with the Rubik. So far, Rubik's still back at base. Not sure what he wants to do quite yet.
Dire's middle tower is under attack.
He'll actually port down to that bottom. We're going to have a Burrow Strike in on that Dragon Knight a little bit further than his support. The Split Earth follows up yet again, and Waveform again continues on. Will the Edict damage be enough? One more auto attack. No, Dragon Knight just barely survived. 16 health.
Dire's middle tower is under attack.
Good to see that at least this time they fail to kill the Dragon Knight, but he's going to lose time regardless. And Nyx actually picks up a kill here in this bottom lane. Sorry to miss that. Those two heroes together, able to do a good amount of damage. Able to take out that Windrunner. And actually, I see, has she 1 point in Windrunner. Okay. So a little bit defensive there. Invoker already has some drums of endurance up. Fantastic by him. Miss another kill here in his top lane. Crystal Maiden might go down as well, actually. Leshrac just chasing her down with the Edict. A lot of these heroes taking damage, though. They will finally take her down, but Dragon Knight might have something to do here. Uses the Breathe Fire. The sun is going to miss. This tower switches to do damage to Sand King. Disjoints it with the Sandstorm. And Port don't pay a thing for that kill. For those kills. Now 2-7 in favor of Port. Looks like Invoker. Let's see if he can catch somebody out here.
Radiant's bottom tower
Track well aware. Pinging out. Hey, there might be somebody behind me. I'm kind of scared to run, but he is ultimately going to go.
Radiant's middle tower is under attack.
It's aggressive Dire Ward. Being put to good use. And Rubik actually able to do a decent amount of damage to this tower while Windrunner's away. Tide actually has to come in and try and stop it. Nyx has a regeneration rune. Fantastic for him. He's actually going to catch the illusion room down bottom. Going to be able to regen his mana there. Pops the Vendetta as well. He's going to have himself up to full mana. Might be hard for him to take down that Tidehunter, but he certainly looked to do so. Invoker able to take out that middle tower, so fantastic. He's able to get some team gold there. Two heroes coming down now. Vendetta being used. The Impale also. Telekinesis just holding Juggernaut up in the air, being juggled around, and Rubik will actually get that last hit. The Mana Burn trying to get that last hit. Not enough. Illusion gets activated, and they might just try and push down this bottom lane. Rubik a great pusher, but it looks like IA is going to collapse around this bottom lane. Will they be able to get a shackle shot? Cold Snap coming out on rips. But a great Impale is actually going to hold the Invoker up. It's going to take a lot of damage. Out comes level 1 Dragon Form, trying to put some damage on the Nyx Assassin. The MP not going to go off in time, but there might be enough damage here. The Tornado blows Rubick up in the air, and he will fall to his death. Looks like Windrunner very interested in trying to go for this. Nyx Assassin will get that shackle shot, but TP support will come in. IA not willing to go for this, and it looks like Windrunner will go down, trying to pop that wand to stay alive. Will she actually be able to outrun them all? 3 seconds left on that win run. The phase boot's available in 1 second. She might look to get out here just fine. That speed boost will be enough. Vendetta not up again. No mana to be able to try and get a kill with that. Pardon my brief silence. Asthmatics puffing away on their inhaler. Breathing overrated, right? Rubick coming down now to try and defend this little bit of push. Actually does some good damage. The Thunderdyne here gets thrown back. Burrow Strike not available. No mana, which means with the Tornado, Invoker will get away. Almost gets tossed up by his own Tornado. Rubick sending it right back at him. And Nyx actually maintains some rune control here. Gets the regen. Nobody really up here for him to take, though. Morphling pretty much allowed to free farm. Invoker so far the best farms. Morphling not too far behind. Let's take a look at some of these other fantastic little gold shenanigans. So the creep's enough to keep a Radiant hero in the lead as far as total gold earned. The assist from Morphling not giving him enough to get that lead over the creep kills. As we can see, 3-0-2. 2-0-4 Leshrac. This top lane working very well for Port. Take a look at the graphs while we wait for this fight to break out up top. 2,000 gold advantage now for the Radiant. Even out experience, though. Looks like Invoker's actually going to come up here to try and join the fight. Might actually see a lot of these heroes. They have the wards. They have noticed that Thunderdyne's trying to come up here. Leshrac's going to be able to land an easy stun. Gets that Split Earth on the Thunderdyne. Follows up the Diabolic Edict, landing the EMP as well. We'll be able to drain all the mana out from these heroes except for Nyx Assassin in that Vendetta. Does have enough for an Impale as well. Going to be able to do that, but the Cold Snap will be enough to take out Leshrac. No, the stuns continue long enough. And now Sand King actually catches out the Crystal Maiden. Will she be able to run away? Dragon Form pops in the back, using a little bit of movement speed he gets from that. How long do we have until the Burrow Strike comes up? 1 second. Mad going to get stunned up right here. Waveform and an auto attack. Sand King actually gets that kill. Poor Green Dragon. Not enough movement speed to catch up. Try and save his support. So the wards here in top river have done plenty for Port, doing a great job with those.
Illusion.
Keeping track of that Invoker. He's tried to move several times to open up something for his team, but they're just not able to make anything of it. But Invoker might be able to get himself up a Sheep Stick pretty quick. The farm he has. And that might be enough to help try and deal with this Morphling in the later parts of the game. We'll have to wait and find out, but right now, Dragon Knight using some of that Dragon Form to get some creep kills. Invoker now sitting in the back. Trying to see if he can get some good Tornado snipes, but everybody playing pretty passive on this Port side of the board. Hugging the tower, realizing the heroes are missing. A third hero will actually TP up to this tower. Who will it be? Leshrac rejoins the tri-lane. 4 heroes up top, though. Mad now the one hiding. Invoker showing himself. Are they going to be able to force a fight here? Looks like Battletorn really wants to go. Thunderdyne's going to walk in, put in some auto attacks, but that's just going to taunt the tower into attacking him. Dragon Knight really wants to make something happen. Sand King just goes right into that Sandstorm, but a great Riptide comes out by that Tidehunter. They're able to pick off one hero. Are they going to be able to pick off any more? 3 heroes trapped inside of tower range, though. Invoker taking a lot of damage. Is there enough damage coming out from the Morphling? Is he going to be able to? Waveform is actually going to pick up that last kill. The chase continues. Crystal Maiden just trying to get that last freeze in there. Will that be enough damage? Yes, they are going to trade the 1-for-1. Nyx is actually going to be able to pick up the kill on the Dragon Knight. The fight continues further back. Windrunner. So the Windrun out. Just barely survive. 1 for 3 by the looks of it. Again, going in favor of Port now, 14-5. IA just trying to force something to happen there.
Radiant's bottom tower is under attack.
Getting that tower damage early. Unfortunate. And a great place, really, for Sand King to be able to start up an epicenter. Didn't use it that fight, but could have very easily used the reveal time to help get some free time to channel that ultimate. In the meantime, Crystal Maiden still just sitting on that bracer and the boots. Nyx is actually maxed out the Spike Carapace. Realizes he needs mana in order to make this mana burn work, because it gets expensive as he levels it up. Big reason you see items like Dagon built on that Nyx assassin, not just for the burst damage, but because it gives him int as well. Gives him a bigger mana pool. He needs it. Takes mana to burn mana. He just doesn't have that quite yet. Level 2 on the Vendetta, though. He is now sitting at level 12. Invoker actually leading this so far. 12-11. A little bit of a slow part in this game, but looks like Nyx wants to try and make something happen. Both teams showed some interest in trying to set something up, and here it looks like Thunder Knight's going to be initiated on here. Gets the Vendetta attack, but actually both Sand King and the Nyx assassin getting blown up into the air by that tornado, and it looks like Invoker might try and continue this up. Uses the Force Staff. Able to catch Sand King for overextending there. Trying to make that gank happen. That's something that Invoker is definitely built towards. I wouldn't be surprised if he looks to go for a Blink Dagger at some point. Is an option for him. Keep up that mobility. Use that ice wall in the later parts of the game. Dire Squad all down here in this bottom river. Nyx gets the rune again, maintaining a ton of control here. And DK has to be very careful. No Scroll of TP. He thinks it's just one hero. It's the entire team looking to close around and Burrow Strike in. Nyx gonna go ahead and use that Vendetta. The telekinesis pulling up Dragon Knight into the air. Waveform comes in. One more auto attack is all they need. Is he going to be able to juke, break some ankles? No, Morphling gets that last hit. Morphling goes unstoppable. Shackle Shot does not land, but 2 get tossed up in the tornado. Sand King gets the epicenter off, is able to take out that Invoker. A lot of damage coming out now. Let's try and get the winner. Tornado used effectively against the owner's team. Burrow Strike, telekinesis, dead. Leshrac gets it with the Split Earth. Picks up a double kill in that engagement. 3-0. Dragon Knight just overextended for not having a TP. Picked it up over in the side chop, I believe, as he ran past, but did not have it early enough. Helpful Leshrac melts the tower. Didn't even note his build. Split Earth, Diabolic Edict all the way. Has enough money for some arcane boots. That's what he looks to go towards. They already have 1 pair. Nyx actually gets taken very low by that Dragon Knight. Coming out now to try and do whatever damage you can. Impale being used. The Mana Burn will probably follow. Waveform comes in. Morphling trying to do some additional damage. Auto attacks. Will he be able to take out the Nyx though before he goes down? Doesn't look like it. Vendetta being used to ensure that last hit. Now Nyx will teleport back to base. Or not. They have the opening. I might just want to push this tower. Morphling will certainly be able to do that. Only 300 health left on this tower. While the rest of his team's down here in the bottom. It's going to take tower top. The lead so much in the favor of the Radiant, actually. For most of this game now finally dips in the Dire favor. Especially with that tower kill. Experience now clearly in the Dire favor.
Radiant's top tower is under attack.
6-0-6 Morphling. You can see actually going towards the Lincoln Sphere, which I think is a really smart choice. A lot of single target on this Radiant side. The freeze from Crystal Maiden. Dragon Tail, Gush. Morphling getting taken very low, actually, by these creeps. But IA, they just don't seem to know what they want to do right now. They're losing the team fight engagements they get into. When they've tried to push up against towers, they fail the fight. So what do they try and do?
Regeneration.
A lot of excellent vision kept up around this middle lane. You can see a lot of Sentry Wards are actually going to be able to catch Rubik on the back of that great Shackle shot. Shackle shot. Selling seashells down by the seashore. Rivix even points out, yeah, that was really nice by Chilcroat. Dragon Knight comes to join the fight. He was off on the side lane trying to farm. And I think that was really the best place for him. No interest in pulling these creeps yet. Might be a great idea while these heroes are just running around the middle lane. Get Chuzzy. Get mad. Just come up here and pull these creeps. Get this set up. Let Dragon Knight get that level 2 dragon form. Get a big burst of gold. Help put them back in the lead on the gold graph. Morphling accidentally messed up the waveform. Nyx tries going with the Vendetta, though. Great tornadoes back and forth, actually. Ravage being popped to try and hold off this Dire squad that wants to keep up the attack. Leshrac taken very low, though. Gets frozen in place. Mad will sacrifice his life to help with that kill, though. The Epicenter will get off. It's going to help do enough damage to Tidehunter. But now, here at the bottom, Windrunner trying to do what she can to survive against this Nyx. Her and the help of Invoker are going to try and do what they can to take him out, but he runs the wrong way. And it actually looks like that might spell Windrunner's death will actually pop the magic wand. And now, yep, Invoker will get taken out there, turns around and gets that last attack and goes on a mega kill. Shackle shot again, perfect by the Chilcroat, but no follow-up. Not able to do anything.
Middle tower is under attack.
Danny D so low, now has his Lincoln Sphere complete. And he's going to get another burst of gold with a kill in this middle tower. Dragon Knight doing what he can to try and get some additional farm up here. Might be looking to go for a BKB.
Radiant's middle tower is under attack.
Rubik not too close to any other items. We can see the Dagon is, of course, the target for this next assassin. Let's go ahead and take a look. Oh, hold on. Oh god. Here we go. Ready? All the way to Dagon. This recipe's 1300. So we should have enough for that Dagon one, if I remember correctly. Almost there. Nothing on the courier looks like. So he's getting close. Get some additional burst damage. Really get to take out Mad very quickly. And again, this Radiant squad just not really sure what to be doing with their time. They know Battletorn needs to farm. They're really not sure what to do in this position. They're going to try and see if they can get a kill here on the Leshrac. Try and get that nice tornado. Realize they shouldn't engage. They don't have the vision. Well, they do have the vision of this lower part. Haste Rune getting pinged, but Nyx is going to be able to grab it yet again. A rune for him. A devastating one for him to have. Between that and Vendetta can very easily chase down some heroes. Let's try and do some scouting ahead. I want to see if there's any dust actually on any of these heroes. Sentry Wards bought. No dust from what I can see. The Radiant realize that the Dire might be looking for them. Tidehunter illusion gets taken out. Waveform being spent. Try and do that. And actually it looks like they're going to try and go in here on Nyx. Has a little bit of his mana drain. Not a ton. Split Earth will actually catch two heroes in the back. Nyx being very low. Ravage being popped as well. Nyx gets taken out. The Dragon Breath enough to help take that out. But a great Waveform is going to hit two heroes. Tidehunter goes down immediately. Sand King comes in with the Epicenter. Windrunner will should be able to get out. Sand King frozen in place. Adapt Strike being used on the Crystal Maiden. Just trying to do a little bit of additional damage. But now Dragon Knight with a level 2 Dragon form is going to be taken out here. Morphling gets the monster kill. Let's continue this Allen. Telekinesis pulls back the Invoker. Ping's coming out. Guys, where you going? I got one. Danny D, he wants to push. Gets back behind his creeps. Wants to see what he can do. really defensive sentry ward place here. Realizing that they're going to be trying to defend this tower. Another great shackle shot, but it's not going to be enough. Nick Sesson picks off the Windrunner now. Invoker trying to run over the top. Wants to try and pick up a kill before he goes down. Will succeed in that. But a 1-for-1 trade. And this is not the place to be making these when you're 15 kills behind. And now they try and go in on the Tidehunter. Immediately ports in and immediately gets destroyed. Morphling goes godlike, sitting on 2,200 gold. Will also pick up the kill on the tower. 2,800 gold for him. Straight buys Yasha. Mana Style is his destination. Sand King picks up a Blink Dagger as well, taking advantage of his global gold. Rubik is actually going to be the one to buy this mana, or the mech. Another rune for Nyx. He's actually level 15. Next level he'll have that ultimate. Level 3 have all of his abilities maxed out. Now tied for highest level. That's where Thunderdyne is doing what he could to maintain some sort of lead for his team. Being the most farm, the highest level. Now falling behind. And while Dragon Knight does have the most last hits actually in this game, godlike Morphling is able to get his gold from somewhere else. It's not that big of a deal. Tidehunter a little bit too far out. Nyx is going to find him. He's going to get that Vendetta. He's going to get the Impale. The Burrow Strike comes in as well. Waveform dead. A lot of spikes protruding from the ground on this team. If only they had picked Lion. That's the only mistake that Port has made so far. They didn't pick Lion, so they get double Impale. And the Burrow Strike. Oh, look, they even have the Leshrac spikes. Tisk tisk, Port. Come on. Place that, Rubik. I know, the Tornado's been great to seal, but priorities, right? Ward's place up here to see what the condition is on these Ancients. Not stacked. Actually, here you go. Burrow Strike coming in on this Invoker, but the Dragon Tail is actually going to come in here and stop the Sand King. Are they going to be able to pick up this kill very quickly? Nyx is actually going to try and come in here and do a lot of damage to Mad. No Dagon quite yet. It's not able to do a ton of burst damage. And it looks like everybody might be able to get out okay here. Both teams just go their separate ways. Dragon Knight, though, he wants to see if he can get something for his team, but that's just going to force everybody out into Morphling to allow them all to get Waveform. Epicenter being dropped as well, but he will die for it. Impale coming up, hitting 2 heroes who will spell the death of 1. Will Dragon Knight be able to get it out? No, he will also be taken down. Shrek gets the kill there. Again, Dragon Knight wanted to try and make something happen here, but not the best position to do it. They're not getting the openings. They're trying to force it. Leshrac now. He's taking very low. The tower on that Morphling, though. Nyx very low as well. Tidehunter's going to get thrown out onto the Dire squad and get taken out immediately. Shackle Shot going to land on that Rubik. He's going to catch some additional damage there. Get held in place for quite a long time. There's no damage up. Mana Burn coming out, and this Crystal Maiden that already has such a small mana pool to begin with. It's now forced to completely sit by and watch as this tier 3 tower is taken down. That Shackle Shot will miss. Morphling picks up the kill on that tower, and let's take a look at the gold. Coming up on 7,500. Experience 15,000. Outside of Invoker, Dragon Knight level 13. 2 behind the Rubik, 3 behind Nyx and the Morphling. This tower already down to 100 health. Will the Radiant even be able to contest this? Looks like Invoker's just going to try and deny it, maybe. Let's try and see if he can make something happen on the Sand King. Sand King is just going to Burrow Strike down, blink away. Able to defend it for the time being. Here in the middle lane, though, Nyx against 2 heroes is going to try and take one out. He will succeed, but at what cost? Will he go down? The creeps are going to seal his fate. Give Tidehunter the kill, though. Nyx now does have that Dagon level 1, can afford level 2. Increase that burst damage. Right now sitting on an extra 400 burst damage, that's all. Just 400. If he gets that maxed out, that's an extra 800. I do like how it's legitimately called burst damage. Pretty nice. And realizing the advantage they have the Dire, they're looking to group up around this Roshan pit. Fantastic warding this game by both teams. just in number and in placement, doing a really good job trying to keep track of one another. The Radiant Wards forced to just watch this little area down here, while the Dire can see just about everything but that small little area. They are going to see this. Sunstrike will come in. Mech gets popped. Keep Danny D up.
Roshan has fallen to the Dire.
They're not sure what they want to do with this Aegis. Morphing's like, I don't want to grab it. I got plenty, but he's going to drop the scrolls to allow room for the Aegis. Fighting the one Morphling hard enough. Now they have to fight against two. Second level of Dagon has been delivered. Nyx wants to take it out for a test run. It's going to find Thunderdyne down here. Vendetta hit. Get the Impale. Will he use the Dagon right away? Yes, he does. And the Mana Burn. Gets killed by the neutral. And Nyx takes out his rage on the creep who did it. IA in cahoots with the creeps. Saving some gold. Being delivered to that Dire squad. Shackle Shot comes out. Does not lash. Power Shot will do some additional damage. And here we go. Dragonite, he wants to go in. Pops the BKB aggressively. They are going to catch out this Nyx, but Dragonite then turns around. And now they're outside of the safety of their base. In comes a Burrow Strike, and that's enough. Nyx Assassin will actually pick up the last hit there. Ravage being used, trying to get that Morphling only down to about 3/4 of its health. Split Earth will not hit anybody, but Impale will come back and hit the Tidehunter. Burrow Strike again will also hit Leshrac, pulsing out that ultimate. Shackle Shot will not land again. Power Shot trying to harass these heroes off of these Raxes. Dragonite just trying to do that AoE damage with his auto attacks to hold them back. So scared of getting too close, realizing the amount of stun on this Dire squad. Rubik Dragon able to do a lot of AoE damage back, and here you go, Battle Torn gets demolished. Thunderdyne now getting taken down as well. Or Willie. Sand King wants it. He's going to turn around. Willie gets shackled to a tree. GG goes next. Thunderdyne's done. He realizes there's no hope. And then these kinds of situations. Game number 1, yeah, let it go. It's alright. You got 2 more. So GG's come out. Best of 11, called by Ezekiel. He wants to go forever. And to clear something up. Some of the port squad thought it was only a best of 1, but we will have a game 2 coming up as soon as I get to see the score screen, because I'd like to see it personally. I know you guys probably would too. 10-0 and 15 Morphling. Whoops. Maybe we should ban him out. We'll have to wait and see. Rubik holding up the works. Gosh. Let's wait for these creeps to naturally push. It's actually, you know what, let's cheat a little bit. Let's bring up the items ahead of time. Well, there you go. And of course, as soon as I say that, we get it. Dire victory. Port go up a game. This best of 3. Can Aldentia bring it back in game number 2? I don't know, but you guys should definitely come join me in that VOD and check it out.